Ating countdown, mo kasama dia so tengo que te
Hello, this is Jimmy T with Eye on Inyo. Today, we're talking about liberty and elections, and I'm from the government, and I'm here to help with amazing Danielle Sexton. Danielle, welcome back. It's a long time no see. So I understand that with the new election, everything was going swimmingly until they passed a law just before election.
They did pass a law just before. So AB 3184 stated that I was not allowed to certify early if I had any mailed ballots that were pending the signature verification process. So if we receive a mailed ballot, it must have a signature on there. If you read the fine print, the voter is stating they are who they say they are, and they're early voting ones, and it's signed that's their. It's not just for identification; it's for security. And if it's missing a signature or the signature doesn't match, they aren't accepted. They're marked as challenged. Then they receive a letter that says, we cannot process your ballot until you sign this form and return it to our office. If they sign it, return it, we match that up with the envelope, that form stays with the envelope, and then the ballot is changed from challenged to good, and we'll process it. So if they never return that form, those ballots are never processed. We call, we email, we mail, and this election, because of the new law that said if I had any of those pending, I can't certify early. And so we could have had the results certified a week before they did, but we had 5 of those pending, which would have not changed the results, but it delayed us to not certify until December 3rd. They were all in the Bishop area, so we even went door to door. There was 8 signatures. We were able to obtain 3 more, but we weren't able to get them all, and so that was frustrating. The law that was enacted with that assembly bill was specifically and only for this election, is that the following law only applies to the November 5th, 2024 election, and the whole bill will sunset in January. So I just feel it was a huge overreach when I feel that our community is just requesting results to be in sooner. When the law changed when I started, the law changed in 2022 to us mail every active registered voter a ballot. So before that, people received ballots by the mail upon request. It was called an absentee voter. You can request to be one. And when you did that, you knew you were agreeing that you would either send that in by the mail or bring it with you to an in-person polling place if you want to vote in person. But when they changed the law and gave everybody a mailed ballot, it just changed. It changed the whole setting, and voters were not aware that they had to surrender those. They didn't bring them with them. That caused problems. We resolved those problems with digital rosters to help control who was issued a ballot. But it also caused a huge delay because the mailed ballots that we process, we cut them off on the Thursday before Election Day. Public comes in on Friday, Saturday, and if we're not done, on Sunday, before the Election Day, and we process all of the early mailed ballots. So the first report we generate at 8 p.m. is all the early mail ballots. But then a lot of people now, instead of voting in person, just turn in their mail ballot at the polling place, which is completely acceptable, but that is a delay in the results because those cannot be processed on Election Day. All the signatures have to be verified. They have to verify they didn't vote in person. They have to verify all the same security. And so those are done about a week after. And then it's also further delayed because the state of California has a statute that says if you have it postmarked by Election Day, we will still accept your ballot if we receive it within 7 days. Some states don't have that. Some states say 3 days. I don't really see those laws changing, but it is what causes the results to be heavily delayed.
It's not broken. Let me fix it.
Well, we can try. I think, it's California. It's very large, and it's not a one size fits all. And I do understand the need in some of the large counties where they're processing hundreds of thousands. Um, but it's one size just doesn't fit all. So there's a lot of law that we follow, and that doesn't have a requirement here that we could fix here. But it starts with creating and working with legislation, and seeing which laws are really impacting us, and working with our legislators and making sure that we have a voice as much as we can to help um, update the statutes and get us going in a better direction.
Well, on a happy note, how did the election turn out?
Wonderful. We had the election. We had nice wide margins. We had it was very good. Other than those 5 uncured ballots, everybody's vote counted, and we had a huge turnout for in-person voting. We were 7th in counting in California for the highest turnout. It was Amador had the highest at 86%, and we were at 84%. So we did a really good job. We turned out. We used our votes to use our voice, and I was really happy. And a lot of people turned out to vote in person. We had a lot of same-day registrations and updated registrations, over 200 that were processed through. They're called provisional votes. So yeah, so a lot of new voters.
And my voting location changed to the gym on.
Yeah, the Barlow Lane Gym.
And I was there early, and they weren't open. They said, "Oh, are you just dropping off the ballot?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Here, give it to me." So I actually got to vote before. And the customer service is just something it's government. You don't expect customer service. But they were just phenomenal. They were just wonderful.
They are. I can never do this process without I was going to say the election workers, but the election workers is the community, and I do this process for the people, and I always make sure that they are involved in the process. That's why we have them come in, and they are the ones who process. You are the ones who process the mailed ballots, and even scanning the ballots into the system and at the polling places. And we have in-person community voting because of our communities, and it's amazing. I'm also very proud of our community. There was a lot of concern and forethought that went into keeping our election workers safe and keeping our voters safe, and how to combat difficult situations and de-escalation. And we integrated that into our training. We were very aware of our locations. We worked with law enforcement, so they knew where our locations were at, and if we had any concerns. And we didn't have any specific concerns. And as the day went on, it was so great. All members of the election workers on both sides of the party lines came together as a community, and everybody was just nice and neighborly, and they put their opinions aside and realized that we're a community first. And I'm just very proud of being able to say our county doesn't behave the way that other counties, because they have some, other counties, they had some issues, they had problems.
Voter intimidation.
They did. And I was just so, I just had that feeling of, God, we're so lucky. We're so lucky to live here. We're so lucky to live in such a kind place, and how well we treat each other. And community still exists. And I love that. So, yeah, that felt good.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we're number 7 in state, number 84%. What's
Yes.
next for Danielle Sexton and the clerk and registration and voters?
Yes, and clerk and recorder and all these things. Yes, I have. So what's next? So everybody says that. They're going, well, your next election's not until 2026. So you just have all this time off. I'm like, that'd be nice. But no, we're very busy. So one of the things that we get to do now that we've had a presidential election is voter roll cleanup. The law states that a voter, the law states that a voter, that is inactive can be canceled if it follows a couple things. They have to be notified. They have to confirm. They have a right to say, no, I'm still an active voter. But they also have to not participate in 2 presidential general elections. And so if they didn't participate in this general election and they did not participate in the prior general election and they have not responded to a notice that states, we believe you've moved, um, and there's several other boxes because we always want to make sure we never disenfranchise voters. But it allows us to start the process to try to find people that no longer live here. It's interesting as people go, so-and-so keeps receiving ballots and they moved. It's like, we have your information because you asked to be a registered voter. So it's the voter's responsibility to let us know when their information changes. We have their information because they asked us to have it. It's on their behalf so they can vote. They need to tell us when they can't. But we also can't take people's word for it, and that's just based on law. And knowing that ex-roommates or ex-partners might not be truthful with us. So we can inactivate voters, but they're still eligible voters, and so there's just a very long process to be able to cancel them. And that starts with not participating in 2 general elections if we're unable to contact you. And so, yeah, so we're going to be working on that. It's a very large process. And so postcards will be going out and cleaning up our voter rolls.
How much did you clean up before this last election? You have an estimate? Or
I would in our system, but we did do a cleanup. We did a pre-notification postcard to anybody that has had returned mail or is undeliverable, or we also sent out various postcards to let people know how they can vote in person with their mailed ballot if they were not assigned a polling place. And so anytime that mail comes back, that really helps us clean up. Anybody who's marked inactive is still a registered voter and is allowed to vote, but we don't have to do that initial mailing of them of a ballot. So we do a lot of pre-election postcards to try to deter mailing out physical ballots to bad addresses.
do you know approximately how much a ballot costs? So like, I'm going to send Joe a ballot.
Yeah. I would have that breakdown in my office when you're
Homework.
Well,
wow.
and it's even more than just the cost of the ballot. There is like a cost per voter because it's the ballot. It's actually, I designed the envelopes, the return envelope, the mailing out envelope, the voter information guide, the management of the database. We have to order in-house ballots. We have to order in-person ballots. So there's a large expense that goes into an election. Plus our time, it's over $100,000 total. And then we do have to do a breakout because when we include non-official county districts, like fire districts, community service districts, hospital, school, city of Bishop, those aren't county agencies. We perform their election on their behalf. So we do have a whole cost breakout. And those communities and those special districts actually pay us to do their election for them. So we do have a very tight cost breakout. Yeah. But it is like a total cost per voter type of expense.
I figured that out. There's just like, the averaging, like the $700 hammers. Okay, how much does it cost? So it's about $7 when you figure the whole thing.
Yeah, and and I'd hate to give an amount off the top of my head. I'm such a data-driven person. But it's not. It's definitely not like $7. I want to say it could even. I hate to give a number off the top of my head.
But it's not 25 cents.
It's I'd have to. Yeah. So yeah.
Now, when you're cleaning the voter writ polls, is there are those open to the public to watch? Is that something or is that a private?
It's probably more private because it's not like an event.
Okay.
We do have an open door policy, so if somebody came in and said, "Would you show me how you do that?" We could, but it's more of a process. Like we send out postcards, and then if they come back, it's not like an event.
It's not like counting ballots. Okay.
No.
Oh, awesome. Do you have anything else for as a data geek, techno geek? I love this. Is wonderful. So stay with us.
Oh, I do have more. So I was gonna say,
Wait, there's more.
wait, there's more. Mary. What's coming next also, so we have voter roll cleanup. We also are pursuing a couple grants for costs for some ADA and security within elections. So we're going to be pursuing that and enhancing some of our ADA and security. And we also want to have an open house, and we might consider doing a virtual open house and recording various sessions of our office on the election side. Like, how does a candidate file for office? When do they do that? Who can do that? And another one of how do candidates get on the ballot, and what candidates are elected in lieu of an election? What is that process? So I'm hoping to put together some video open house type of sessions on our website.
Inyo County Schoolhouse Rock. How has a bill become a bill? Oh, this is great. That's wonderful. Because you're in.
How do you get a measure on the ballot? Things like that.
Because you're an entity that most people don't have the time to go, hey, show me how this works. But
Yeah. And so we just do it on a day. It's a lot of time. It's a whole lot of effort, and only a few people can come. We're in Independence. That's another burden. Some of our county members are over 4 hours away. So I think getting it online and making it accessible to our entire Inyo County community is really important.
that's great.
Yeah.
Just like,
And then on the clerk side, we got all sorts of other projects. So other than elections, I actually still have a full-time job.
so tell us, what is a clerk?
Oh, so it's Clerk-Recorder, and it's actually two separate functions. The recorder is responsible for maintaining and recording all they're called instruments of real property. But it's mostly deeds and deeds of trust and anything that has to be recorded within the county. And so they're permanent historical land records. And those go back to 1866 when the county started. And we are in the process of digitizing all of those. So right now, if you wanted to find out the first deed of your property, so you have your deed, or you have your deed of trust if you have a mortgage, you can go, so who gave me my property? You can get their name. And then you can go, well, who did they get it from? And you can get their name and that date. And then who did they get it from? And so you just backtrack it like that. And all of those records are physically in our office. And it is all kept by name.
Hello, this is Jimmy T with Eye on Inyo and the amazing Donna Bird. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I hear that there's great news.
Yes, there is. So a lot of really positive things happening over there at the Mule Days office right now, and in the Mule Days world in general. You might have seen on social media that we had put a letter out stating that, we're looking for a little bit of help this year and moving forward into 25 and more importantly, on into 26 and 27 and 28, because we're all in this for the long haul. This needs to continue on for generations to come, for the benefit of the community, for the benefit of the contestants and everyone involved. So we have launched a fundraising campaign, and you might have seen, like I said, you might have seen it on social media. Obviously, word is getting around because quite happily, and I think this is wonderful, people have come into the office to ask questions and, say what's going on and how can I help? And I encourage everybody, if you have questions or have ideas, come to the office, come talk to me at the office, or give me a call or send me an email. But don't be afraid to come forward and ask, because I'd love that. So we just put out something the other night, and it's very cool. And it really demonstrates, I think, the heart of the Mule Days family, because everybody that's involved with Mule Days is part of the family. So the Tanner family, who were some of the founding fathers,
Yep.
Bob Tanner Sr., his wife Jean, and the whole Tanner family. Was Suzanne and of course Bobby and Harvey and Suzanne have very generously offered to do a matching funds donation campaign. So how that works is you donate $100 because you're a kind soul. Suzanne and Harvey will donate a matching $100 up to $10,000. And I mean, how generous is that? I mean, an amazing family, and they are still, 100% behind Mule Days. And of course, Claudia running the gift shop, and, Bo, up and coming superstar that he is. And, but anyway, that was so heartwarming, because that just truly demonstrates the commitment that people have.
How does someone donate for this? Matching funds are great. So basically, they have $10,000. If you'll give us the money, we'll match it 1-to-1.
Yep.
Up to $10,000 on their part. How do I donate?
So you can go to the website, muledays.org, and as soon as that homepage comes up, there is a donate button. All you do is click that donate button, and it will walk you right through the steps, and it will drop it right into the bank account. I go in the next morning, I pull up the report, and I can see that Jimmy T gave $100. And so I will, at that point, send you a receipt and a tax-deductible letter.
It's 501c3. That's something you did last year or 2 years ago?
So we were able to accomplish that about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And I think, just quick recap on what we found out during the COVID lean, financially devastating years, is that for all those years, we had been inappropriately classified as a 501c4, which is politically oriented, and those donations are not tax deductible. And guess what? You're not eligible for grants. And so in our search for funds to help us recover from COVID, that's when we found out. And it took 2 years of paperwork back and forth with the IRS. And they finally recognized that, yes, we are a 501c3 public benefit charity. So donations are 100% tax deductible. And we are now eligible for grants, which you can bet your booty we're going after grants. So opened up a whole new world for us.
And let's talk about the family. It's that time to start volunteering.
It is. We always love new family members. And as we approach the first of the year, that's when a lot of our ticket sales campaigns and everything kick off. And so it requires more bodies in the office. Right now, the bodies in the office are me and my dog. But, after the first of the year, that's when things really start to pick up. One of the key positions that I'm looking for help with is I would like to find a volunteer chairman, and your duties would include, it would be good if you were outgoing, talkative person, possibly recruiting new volunteers. But if someone approached you and said, I would like to help, how do I do it? You gather their information and you connect them with the right committee.
Yes.
To plug them in where they will be most beneficial and enjoy themselves. So if I could find a volunteer chairman, that would be amazing.
And they contact you at the Mule Days office.
They contact me at the Mule Days office. And also going back to the how to make a donation, you can contact me at the Mule Days office, 760-872 4263. Give me a call, leave me a message if I don't answer the phone, or even better yet, if you're here locally, come in, talk to me in person.
But wait, there's more. Is it true there's going to be more auctions and stuff during the year? More fundraising opportunities?
Oh, yes. So there are two very enthusiastic, dedicated women who are out there working to put together a public benefit charity or a public concert for us. And so I really admire their dedication, and what their driving force comes from is not only the love of Mule Days, but what Mule Days brings to the community and what would be lost if Mule Days were not to continue. But rest assured, we are going forward to 2025.
And beyond.
And beyond. That's true.
Huge. So to recap, matching funds for donations. So donate now so that the Tanners can match it up to $10,000.
Yes.
You're looking for a manager to...
I'm looking for a volunteer chairman.
Angler, yeah.
And, we have other openings that, and I would, like I said, I'd love for any and all of you to come in and see what part of it you can join in and help this roll forward. Because, like I said, we're moving forward in a very positive direction.
And what, you have a time frame on the concert?
No,
Approximately?
No, it'll be sometime in spring.
Not like next week when it's 20 degrees?
Nope.
Darn. Oh,
No.
well.
No, I am stepping back and letting these two amazing women, they've got the reins on this. And so when they have information to pass on, I will share it with all of you.
And once again, the most important thing is keep calm and mule on.
That's true.
Donna Bird, thank you very much.
Thank
you. Tremendous. This is Jimmy T with the amazing Donna Bird and Mule Days. It's not that far away. We need you. We need your help.
Hello, I'm Jeff Gabriel with Sierra Forever. We have some very exciting news about the Sierra Forever organization. We are expanding our family, and we're adding the Humboldt Hobbies Spring Mountain Gateway Visitor Center that is just north of Las Vegas on Highway 95. And as well, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's Desert National Wildlife Refuge, that too is located just north of Las Vegas on Highway 95. Both locations are new for us, and we are very excited because they are very unique locations and unique features that both locations have. So if you're in the Las Vegas area, we highly encourage you to go to Spring Mountains Gateway Visitor Center, as well as the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. Again, I'm Jeff Gabriel with Sierra Forever. Educate, inspire, explore.
This is Steve Mace with the Eastern Sierra Avalanche Center. We have had a wonderful start to the season here in the Eastern Sierra with a big storm at the end of November that gave us enough coverage to get out there and some pretty good skiing. After a long dry spell here, we are seeing a change in the weather this weekend. Little storm on Thursday, the 12th, and again, Friday, the 13th into the Saturday. So with that new snow, strong winds, you can expect a rise in avalanche hazard. For more information, please log on to esavalanche.org. We hope to see you out there.
Everything is taken from me.
Rage is your gift. Whose head could satisfy this fury?
The general will do.
The odds are against you.
The odds are always against me.
You want to get through it? You just gotta chee-hoo it.
All right.
I'm ready.
Can I get a
You gotta, you wanna, it's time to level up. Go show 'em, tell 'em enough's enough. Come on, Moana, go get your destiny. Can I get a, let me hear it. Moana, come on.